political rights is?
Well, the challenge is, conflicting ideas or understanding of the same situation. Because the same UDA regime is the one that is the ruling regime. There is a government. Bears the mandate, the obligation, the duty, the constitutional responsibility of provision of safety and security across the country. So the element of mayhem we are having is a pure indication of the failure of the government to secure its own people.
And I want to answer you straightforward. That the UDA administration is keen on dealing with this culture of mayhem without hurting
its own
people.
Late because you have
and the government wants to do it in a way, and it doesn't have to be the usual way of applying very brutal force.
As a Kenyan,
and wait, because there are ways to deal with this issue, and the software part of it is to apply diplomacy and force the political class using the institutions that we have. I have said, IEBC, what is IEBC doing?
Well, there is institutional responsibility. I agree.
The only way to scare a politician to behave and to act within the confines of the law, it's not actually arresting them, but it's actually denying them a chance to participate in elections.
What we are saying, Ngunjiri, is that this should not be happening. If the government was responsible enough, we should not be having this conversation today about people being arrested, dying in police stations, about people going for a rally, not making it home, about policemen going to guard, provide security, deployed, and they don't go back home. Because you do understand, last weekend, we lost policemen who are Kenyans and family members to their families. We should not be having this conversation. Again, the same regime is being accused of maintaining poverty levels, directly or indirectly, such that now the youthful are available for such deployment of violence. Because it is argued, if people are economically empowered, and we have seen this in other democracies, you have very few people who would be willing to come out in the name of goonism or being hired to provide private security, which just wreaks havoc.
That's why I have said, and if you want me to go to what we are doing, so that we absorb young people and remove them from being used by politicians as tools of goonism, we are creating opportunities. There is no government.
Which ones?
Kamanya, there is no government.
Which opportunities?
There is no government that has at a go, released money to give to a record 120,000 young people below the age of 30. That is economic empowerment.
That's a Nyota fund you're referring to.
There is no government that has done that. There is no government that in the record of employment that has employed 100,000 teachers, and 50%, almost 50% of those people are young people.
So
there is no government that has employed 800,000 young people in the affordable housing project. Nobody has done that. It's not happened in history. So this government is actually making very practical steps.
Let's see how to ensure that we see the goonism would have reduced.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, it's a positive way of telling Kenyans
only result
that as a government,
whether it is positive,
we are working to ensure that the young people who are always used as tools of anarchy do not get that opportunity.
And yet it's still happening. Mary, go ahead.
As a Kenyan, you've said a lot of things. As a Kenyan with a vote, and I'm actually feeling we're not even supposed to be discussing if I'm making a decision between this party and this party. I'm analyzing a sitting government. You're actually representing government. So when you talk about UDA, for me it is government with all the instruments of power to give security, to give intelligence, to give everything. You have failed terribly. It is the first time in the Kenyan history we had an invasion of parliament by the young people because your government didn't listen to the people. More than 60 people died in 2024. Young people shot, snipers in parliament shot, people were shot and died just because a government could not listen to the people. So I don't know when you're talking about security, what you're talking about. It is the first time since independence, 1963, we've had the highest number of kidnapping, people being taken to detention without being produced in court. We've never had this level. So since Kenyatta's time, this Ruto administration has sunk the lowest. You have the instruments of power. And when you say you've created employment, I would really wish the people in the streets are not speaking the language you're speaking. Affordable housing. What was the priority of this country? Is it building slums and calling them affordable housing, or giving people education? How many young people are working in those houses? The young people have become more and more impoverished. The hustlers, wale mamambogas, wale watu wa pikipiki, they cannot sustain even businesses because the economy is strangled. So more and more people are poor. So please, let me explain to you something, my brother.
In less than a minute.
Because you have the privilege that I do not have. You will go back to those people and tell them they have failed. Can they do anything in those 6 months? They have failed terribly in security, in job provision, in everything. They have failed terribly. Can they do something if there's anything?
Today, we have police officers
10 seconds,
who
please.
are in court because of the mistakes that they did. And the government has actually said, and it's evident, that it's not going to protect anybody who breaks the law. We have serving police officers interdicted others in court because of such atrocities. So the UDA government will continue to deal with any person who breaks the law. Number two,
we don't have a time for number two.
I'm sorry, our time